Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Much greetings to you. It's your girl Angela Eyebrow, and I'm back with another video. I just want to give you guys a quick heads up. My voice may sound a little different. I'm recovering from a cold. That's why I didn't post anything last week. So, without further ado, we're about to get into a look, and I have a new product that I'm introducing that isn't new, but it's new to my collection. So, let's go ahead and get to it. I got my eyebrows primed and my lids. So let's go ahead and get into it. So today we have Juvia's Place, the Chocolates palette, and this is one of my favorite travel size friendly go-to palettes because I mean, look at her. This is gorgeous. There you go. So you can go just basic, neutral, or you can just go glam and dramatic with it. So today we're going to use 4 colors. We're going to use 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, these eyeshadows don't have numbers and they don't have colors, but on the back, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I'm gonna try to get as close as possible. They're numbered right there. So those are the numbers I was going by. But these ones don't have names like the bigger palettes normally do. Got to have my smoothie to help me out today. I need all the energy I can get. All right. So as I do my makeup, I'm going to have a little chit chat. Hopefully I can find the right brush. I just got a pile of brushes that I'm looking at right now, y'all. So, sorry. Okay. So, I'm going to go in with the color 4, and that's going to be my transition. So today, real quick, I just kind of want to talk about how I do, how I rate music. Now, everyone has their own system of rating music. And I'm going to look into my ColourPop Star Wars mirror. I love this mirror. Ain't it cute? Look at little Yoda. So cute. Okay. So I'm going to look into my mirror as I do this because my vanity mirror is blocked right now with this setup I got going on. So everybody has their own way of rating music. My setup, I don't know if anyone else has ever came up with this before, but maybe they used the same arrangement. But this was something I came up with a long time ago. And when I say a long time ago, I mean high school, long time ago. And to me, it seems like a fair way to do it. And it applies to all artists and music and genre types that I listen to. Oh, wow. Don't you look at that? Just chocolatey goodness. Oh my God. So, what I do is I rate it on a numbers track and then I transfer that into a number grade. And I'm going to blend out. So I want to give y'all a quick example of what I mean when I say I use a number metric and then I transfer it to a grade. And I think a lot of, sorry for clearing my throat so much, but I think a lot of school systems may use this type of metric. I don't know if they do that now because school has changed so much since I was in school. Not trying to say I'm super old because I'm only in my 30s. But you know, school has changed. A lot has happened, you know, in the school setting since class of 06 graduated. So that's what I mean when I say that. All right. And now I'm going to go in with the number 3, this one here, and I'm going to put that in my outer corner. So this is how I do the grading process. And I'm going to just give a random example. So let's just say Dr. Dre, who is a hip hop artist, dropped an album. And he gave us 10 tracks, an interlude, an intro, and an outro. So right off the back, I'm not going to count the interlude, the outro, or the intro. And the reason why I'm not going to count those towards the grading system is because they don't count as songs. Now, don't get me wrong. I love a good interlude. I love outros and intros. It gives a good completion to an album setup, more like storytelling. And I absolutely love that. But I'm not counting that because I'm counting the songs. So that's why I'm not going to consider those three things. So if an album has like multiple interludes that introduce multiple parts of an album, I'm not going to count those in the grading system. I will acknowledge it and listen to it, but I'm still not going to consider that as part of the grading system. Excuse me. So that's one of my rules. You don't count introductions, interludes, and outros. You do not count those because those are not considered songs. But they do make a great album experience. Okay, so now that I got that done, I'm going to go in with number 2, which is this brown shimmer, which is very pretty. Pretty. I need a flat brush. Okay. So let's say Dr. Dre drops an album that has a intro, outro, an interlude, and has 10 tracks. So following the first rule, I'm going to simply focus on the 10 tracks. And I'm going to listen to it from beginning to end all the way through. Even if I come across a song I do not like, as a first impression, I have to be fair in my judgment. Which means even if I don't like it, listen to it all the way through. Listen to it from track 1 all the way to track 10. No matter if I've already made up my mind if I like the song or not. On a first impression, be fair. Listen to it all the way through. Which I know for me, as I gotten older, that has become very difficult for me to do. I just don't seem to have as much patience as I used to with music I don't like. And with that being said, a lot of times I will be like, man, if I'm not going to use my grading system, if I'm just going to listen to music and not really grade it, I'm going to be like, you got 1 minute and 30 seconds to prove to me that this song is worth listening to all the way through, or if this song is worth me adding to my library. Ooh, I forgot how pretty this color is. Oh my God. Can someone say Hershey's Kisses? Oh, I love this. I'm going to bring this down a little bit more. So when I go blending that last color, yeah, and I need to do that on the other side too. Yeah. Ooh, that is so pretty. And I'm trying to not only place the shadow on, I'm trying to smear it, kind of smudge it so that'd be easy to blend. And we get this almost like aluminum foil, melted chocolate type of look. So anyways, I love it. So let's just say after I listen to all 10 tracks, I only end up liking 5 of these tracks. Okay. All right. So the whole album wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I'm already disappointed. Dang, I wish Dre would have came out stronger. And I accidentally dipped my... I just made a mistake. I dipped the wrong eyeshadow in the corner of my eye. I meant to dip this one, but I dipped the transition one instead. So we're going to go over and fix that. But let's just say I only end up liking 5 out of the 10 tracks, right? Now for a Dre album, Dr. Dre album, that's not good for me. According to my grading system, that's not good. So now we're going to get down to the numbers and the letters of it all. And I need to go over this one again because I really did a weird job editing the color. All right. And it kind of looks like it's almost blending in itself. I didn't realize that was going to happen. I think that's because I blended two colors. And it's kind of doing that on its own accord. I'm trying to get this corner done. Wow. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go back in and blend. So now I've reached a point where I'm like, okay, there's 10 total. I only liked half. So I'm going to go into my grading metric, meaning that you take half of you take the number of tracks you have and you divide it in half. So your half point is your C grade level. So since I only liked half of the album, that is a C plus graded album. So 50% and above is an A or a B, and 50% below is a D to an F. For me personally, sometimes I don't even count D. I mean, I think D would only be a biased thing for me to do. Like, I'd be like, dang, I really like this artist, but this album sucks. So I'd be like, I'll give him some grace. And since I did like that one track, which was the single, I'll go ahead and be kind and give it a D instead of a total F. Now, your album has to be really bad for me to give it an F. That means I didn't like none of it. Your intro was horrible. Your outro was stupid. Your concept was off. Your beat production was terrible. Your lyrics, your songs was stupid. You used too much everything about your album has to be absolutely bad for me to give you an F. It has to be absolutely bad. It will be like me at the end of it saying, wow, I wasted 30 minutes of my life, of my brain cells, listening to your album. I'm surprised my ears aren't bleeding. Ugh, waste. Okay. This looks pretty good. Okay. So we can go in with Juvia's Place Ready Set Sealed Setting Spray. Let me shake it up a little bit. Give it some sprays. Oh my God. I just love the smell of it. But be careful with it because, there we go. Because one time it got in my eyes and that started burning. My eyes was watering like crazy. So just be careful. It smells good, but be careful. All right, and so now I'm going to go in with Juvia's Place Liquid Liner. And I believe this was the Egyptian one. I love it. Look at that point. Oh my God. And there's other things I consider when grading music as well. Is your production quality, your concept, like whatever your concept is, did you stay on topic? Does it have a nice flow with it? Is it an album that you can listen to from beginning to end? Does this album have replay value? Meaning, I won't forget that I downloaded this album, or I won't forget that I purchased this album. That this is an album I'm going to continue to listen to long after I gave my grade to it. And also look at it as a performance where, like, did you use your real voice? How many was the album just like overwhelmed with features? I really appreciate albums that can stand on their own, meaning it doesn't have a whole bunch of features, because then it makes me feel like, it makes me question how much of the work did you do in this album. And one thing I do think is really bad is when you have a feature on your album and your feature outshines you. No. Big no. Your feature should never outshine you on your own records. They should be present, and their presence should be known and felt, but they should never outshine you. That's bad. That's bad to me. That is not okay. I shouldn't walk away from your album saying your features were better than you. That means you didn't do your job. There are guests in your house. The guests shouldn't come in and take over. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to give another example of my grading system. So let's just say, ooh, hold on. My eyes are starting to water a little bit. Hold up, let me cool them down. And I'm going to do a little bit of cleaning up on the outer corner. So let's just say a new artist named Lexus drops an R&B album. Her album has 20 tracks. And I end up liking about 18 of the songs. She has no intro, no outro, no interludes. But I acknowledge that I like all the songs. The production, the beats were good. The voice is very relatable. The concepts and the subjects that she sings about are very heartfelt, heartwarming. It's the type of R&B I tend to draw to. I acknowledge that, right? But I didn't like the whole album. But I liked 18 out of her 20, right? Now, this is regardless if her songs are only 2 minutes. I know some people have their own grading system, but I've heard some people say your songs have to be more than 3 minutes or whatever, something like that. But I don't care how long or short your songs are. I don't care. But if you count it as an interlude, no matter how short or long it is, I'm not going to count it in the grading system. So, according to my grading system, it's greater than a C, and it's not below a C. So D and F are out of the question. It's not a C because I liked more than half of it. But there were 2 songs I didn't like. So, oh, I'm going to my mascara now. My favorite, Benefits Bad Girl Bang. But I acknowledge there were maybe 2 tracks that I didn't like for whatever reason. Maybe the song wasn't a part of the concept. Maybe the song didn't seem natural. Or maybe the feature wasn't much of a support to the song, or the feature seemed unnecessary. Like, there's some songs that I've heard are great songs. I'm like, you didn't need this person on this song to be great. You know that, right? I can't think of any songs right now, but I know I've heard a song and I'm like, man, you didn't need this verse. Like, this song is great without it. Why are they even on this song? And I'm sure you guys have. Comment down below if you heard a great song but thought the feature was unnecessary. So there's other things I consider why I may or may not like those other 2 songs. By the way, I'm making up Lexi. I don't know an artist named Lexi. I'm totally making that up. But I'm sure there's probably somebody out there named Lexi who's a great artist, an entertainer. And didn't like the 2 tracks for whatever reason. But I gotta give it a grade. So what I'll do is I will end up giving that album probably an A-, which is very difficult for me to make those decisions. And those usually depends on the things that I just mentioned. I think I'm gonna do my bottom lashes too. So I'm gonna go with Benefits Bounce. And I'm almost out of this. Yep. So the album ratings when I give a -2 are usually the hardest albums I'm giving a rating to. But when it comes to like a D or an F, there is no minus in that. but only if it's like a C and above. I'll be like, well, I'm gonna give them some grace. I don't want to say this album is like a solid C or a solid B. I feel like there's some areas it could have did better, or I acknowledge it could have been worse. Okay, I'm gonna try to draw my lashes. But in order for me to give an album an A plus grading, I have to like your entire album. And I'm not sure. I think the only album I came close to liking, to giving an A plus to, was Kendrick Lamar's GNX this year. Well, the album came out last year, but I'm just speaking recently. Was Kendrick Lamar's GNX and Clips Let God Sort Them Out. Those are like the top two albums I can think of off the top of my head that were like, man, these are some solid albums. And there may have been one track, maybe one, that I like, yeah, I'm like, I would listen to if I had nothing else to listen to, you know, but those could have been A plus, but they still in the high rankings. I feel like my lashes ain't dry yet. It's annoying. All right. So now I'm going to introduce a product I haven't used but it's been around for a minute. This is called NYX Control Freak. It is a eyebrow gel. So there's a reason why I left my eyebrows this way. So it's supposed to be in clear. Oh, wow. That's a really, y'all see how wide that is? Look how wide that brush is. Okay. So what I'm guessing is Control Freak is supposed to be the type of brush that you do your entire eyebrow with. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to get the whole entire eyebrow, even though I already got the shape that I want and the darkness of it. So I'm just start from the beginning and work my way to the end of my brows. So here we go. Y'all see the difference? I like it. It feels light. So I'm going to kind of guide my other hairs to lay down. It's a very light application. Y'all see the difference? See, it's kind of feathering my brows, and it's giving it more of a natural look. Okay, so let's do it again. And I know maybe I should be swiping in between, because eventually my clear gel is going to turn brown because I already got pomade on. So I'm going to do it with the other eyebrow. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to do I'm going to turn a little bit, get some of the other gel, and just gently brush. Y'all see that? I think this part's a little too big. I need to get some Q-tips so I can shape out the stuff like that, but I'm going to try this again. Yeah, it's giving like a natural feathered look to my brows. See if I spiked it out. See how that looks? I don't want it to exactly look like that. I just want it to be kind of laid down a bit. And I'm not trying to exactly spike it, but I like it. I like this. Now I'm going to try to wipe it down and see if it took off a lot of pomade. It took off a little bit of the pomade that I put on, but that's because because of the brush, as you saw, was so thick. So that's NYX Control Freak eyebrow gel. It's pretty cool. It's very light. I like that it didn't necessarily slick down my brows. And it allows you to have a slick look without it being like heavy packed on, you know. So that was interesting. And it definitely has a different type of mascara brush compared to You see that? See how thin that is? So it captures more mascara, whereas having a brush this thick and wide and spaced allows it to be more feathered. See that? Allows it to be more thick and feathered, and allows you to have more control. And hence the word control freak. Control your brows. I like this product. I like it. I like it. But sometimes I do be wanting a slick look. I ain't gonna lie. You know, that's like my OG look. I love the slick because my hairs be out of control. And I'm not really into the new thick and feathered, or what I like to call the caterpillar eyebrow look. I'm really not into that myself personally. I like my eyebrows to be a little bit feathered and just slicked. But that's just me. All right, so now we're going to go into the Wet n Wild Matte Facial Primer. And this one is a cream. So you want to be careful with this one. So you want just a little bit. Put some on the cheek. A dab on the forehead. Some on the chin. And we're just going to rub it in. So what do you guys think of my measuring metric? Are you going to try it with some of your favorite artists' albums? I've been using this metric for quite some time. Like I said, I started it in high school. To me, it seems pretty fair. And I do want to upgrade it to where I can get more like precise details in the numbering system. But I wanted to keep it very simple for now. But it doesn't take away from my music experience. I love music. I love I love the storytelling that music has, the culture of it. I absolutely love it. Even if it's not what I relate to, if it just has an emotional drive in it, you can feel it, you can hear it. You're like, dang, I ain't never been through that, but I sure do feel the sympathy in that person's voice, the pain and the sadness, and the fact that they just want things to be better than how they used to be. Like, it's wonderful. Music is such a powerful tool. It truly is. I love music. What's your favorite kind of genre? Who's your favorite type of artist? Let me know in the comments down below. Sound off. Because the Grammys is coming, and I got some things to say, but that will be in another video. And here is the final look. I hope you guys like this look. It's simple, but it's a little glamorous, you know, and I like it. It's cutie. It's giving. It's making Hershey a little jealous, I bet. Anyways, do me a favor. Comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all the love and the support. Thank you guys so much. I plan on doing another video this week, so be on the lookout for that. Make sure your notifications are on. And I got to finish getting ready for work. So if y'all could do me that favor, I appreciate it. All the products that I used today will be in the description down below. So I will see you guys next time. And as always, much love.